Hi, my name is Cyan PhD, and I am a Five Nights at Freddy's fan. And no matter how long you've been in this community, be it when the dawn of time, when FNAF 1 came out, or when Security Breach came out, or even those weirdos that Help Wanted. I'm just kidding. Huh. Or hell, even if you've been a fan of Scott Cotton before, because I've heard those exist, and that's really cool actually. So that's amazing. But no matter how long you've been a fan of FNAF, I think we can all agree that we've been pretty excited for this movie to come out, especially the veterans like me. For we've heard about this rumor time and time again back in the Warner Brother days, and finally it came out. And as someone who's been in the community for so long, and obviously I've fallen out of the community, I've lost interest in FNAF. Well, that's just part of growing up, I think. But I still follow, I still follow the games and the theories and what the community is up to. But like, as someone who's been here for that long, I just could not believe this thing was actually coming out. It being promoted and seeing the actual trailer, but my reaction in the link in the description, by the way, but when it was being promoted, I could not believe it, because it's the fucking Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Do you have any idea how ridiculous that sounds? The game just came out, like, when it was being talked about, the game hasn't even come out for a year yet. That's how popular it got. So as a fan of the series, this was insane. And while I was sitting down watching the Trolls trailer and the Hunger Games trailer, I could not believe those trailers were slated in front of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. But alas, you've seen it, I've seen it, and we all have our opinions on it. And here's mine. By the way, if you haven't seen the FNAF movie, that's totally fine, because I'm actually giving a non-spoiler review first, and then a spoiler review. Sounds cool? Alright. So since we're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's, I thought we'd darken the mood. I don't know. It's a horror game, so I guess darken the mood. I thought we'd darken the mood a little. We're going back to our roots. I'm sure veterans recognize this map. But yeah. Okay, we're gonna be just putting Gmod in the back, the office. The doors were... No, that's the camera. I got that. Alright, I guess you gotta use the crowbar. Oh yeah. Oh my god, I'm sorry. This is so embarrassing. I just completely forgot the use button was a thing. It's been a while since I played Gmod. I'm sorry. We're gonna be talking about the non-spoiler review. My non-spoiler review for FNAF first. So, first things first. I'm gonna be looking at this in two different ways. The FNAF fan and the movie critic. Despite how much we all like to play it out as we're like, oh, we don't care if it's bad. I've seen it a lot online. Like, we don't care if the movie's bad. What matters is getting made. But at the end of the day, we all care that it might not live up to the hype. And I think it did and did not live to the hype at the same time. So, non-spoiler review, won't mention anything about the plot yet. If you're a FNAF fan, I think in some way you may not like it fully, but you will like this movie in some way. And it does have its charms. I think Mike and the plot was done really well. The characters, the dialogues of the characters, well spoken, well acted. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm very nervous. It's my first review of a movie. Ooh, I'm gonna get flamed for this. But they're well spoken actors, and I think those were the actors that they chose perfect for the role. Matthew Lillard, you've seen it all over the internet, just absolutely bombed the role of William Afton. Bombed in a good way, not in a bad way. But as a moviegoer, someone who just likes to watch movies, this definitely won't be the horror movie of all time. There's definitely some issues here and there. And I just praise the plot, but that's if you're a FNAF fan. But as a moviegoer, like myself, I can definitely see where some plot points do get kind of tedious and you question why it's there. But here's what I have to say. It's hard to read this without mentioning any spoilers, but I guess here's all I'll say without spoiling it. Give it a chance, because you could end up liking it or not liking it. this is barely a spoiler review. So yeah, it's like a YouTube video, you know. It could be great, it could be bad, but then you'll have an outcome. God, I don't know what I'm saying right now. But that's my non-spoiler review. Yeah, whatever. Go see the movie. It's better. If my review is better, I promise. With the movie, come back if you're. All right. So you're back. Hopefully you're back. But if you're back, or if you just keep, if you just kept, why can't I talk? I'm so nervous. Oh, I'm so nervous. That's why I don't have a camera. All right. So I'm gonna be talking about the movie. Here's my spoiler review now. Basically, the summary of my non-spoiler review is that the story may seem a little rushed and a little slow at the same time, but give it a chance and it's something that you can and can't enjoy. What am I saying, dude? I'm actually losing my mind. I'm so sorry. This is like the worst review ever, but it's something I'm sure there's something in the movie you'd be able to enjoy. 6 out of 10 is what I'd say for the movie, for a non-spoiler review. But go see it, definitely. So here's my, as a FNAF fan, I'm gonna start going in depth now. You know, my inner FNAF is just gonna start talking. So here we go. Spoiler review. First off, I want to start off with the plot. I think the plot was really good. I think the basic premise of Mike struggling with finances, and you know, at first I questioned the whole sister dynamic with Abby. You know, I questioned if Abby was really necessary in the first place, or if we really needed her. But in the movie, I think it ended up really well. I think Abby does serve a purpose in the movie, and I think it was done really well. There's only one thing I thought that was just completely useless in this movie. Like, this movie would be so okay without it, and that is the whole ordeal with the aunt in the movie. You know, trying to find, what's the term? Ownership's not the right word. The custody, there it is. The custody of Abby. I think that was completely unnecessary. I think, just being in a bad spot in terms of financial issues. I think that was already really good for Mike. I think that's a really good driving point for Mike, because he wants to support Abby. I think that was perfectly fine. The aunt wasn't really needed at all, honestly. It just got kind of annoying, because now, for me at least, it just kind of got tedious, and I don't know. I think maybe they're setting up the aunt to fucking, I don't know, become an animatronic, I guess, because she did get knocked out towards the end of the movie. So yeah. Next thing I'm gonna bring up is Vanessa. I don't know. Like, Vanessa was okay. Obviously, throughout the whole movie, what was going through, probably what most of our heads was like, I don't like it. I don't like her. We don't trust her. Not I don't like her as a character. We don't like her. Like, I say we don't trust her, because definitely there was something up with her. But I think in the end, at first I did not like her at all as a character, but she definitely grew on to me, and I really liked the plot twist. Well, was it a plot twist? Some people said they saw it coming, but in my opinion, for me, I did not see that coming at all. I thought she was just some little a security guard who was just obsessed with learning about Freddy's, but I didn't see it coming at all that he was gonna be Afton's daughter, and that definitely makes sense, because with the blonde hair. I don't know if she had green eyes, but if you know what I'm going with this. She definitely has a connection to the Ella. I think that's what you call her, right? Ella Springlock, though. I read that online. That's definitely true. But yeah. The only thing I changed, not the only thing. There are a couple things I changed in this movie, and that is, number one, we take out the aunt plot. Like, please, the thing with the aunt. I'm sorry. I was gonna say tita. I'm a Filipino. Tita means aunt in Filipino, so yeah. I'm gonna just, the whole thing with the tita, just take it out. We don't need it. Like, the whole thing with the custody, we don't need it. Like, those parts of the movie made me question, like, what is this? Am I still watching the FNAF movie? So yeah, take that out. Next thing I do is give William Afton more screen time. I don't know. I think he just kind of gets overlooked in the movie. I think if we, like if like he dropped by the pizzeria every now and then to check on Mike, to really like put that. I don't know. I obviously I think the plot twist was done well. As a normal moviegoer, I think you wouldn't have expected that. But I don't know. It's just. I mean, you probably would have expected that because by the end, while he was hiring Mike, he was trying to give the tone definitely changed. But I think they could have explored it better. I think they could have given him some sort of screen time, really, really making him trust earn the viewer's trust, and then do the whole murder thing. But that's that. Next thing, so remove the ant plot. We don't need it at all. That's it. Next thing I changed is probably more. There were at points in the movie where I questioned if what I was watching, if this really counts as a horror movie, because it was more of suspense to me. There wasn't really that much horrorness into it, except Balloon Boy. That's it. Like, I mean, I'm not mad that Balloon Boy was the scariest part in this movie, in my opinion, but I'm not mad that the Balloon Boy was the scariest part for me. But I thought it'd be more scary, When the intro scene played, by the way, fun fact, if you didn't know, the intro guard was supposed to be Markiplier, but when the intro scene played with the security guard, I was very hyped up because I thought we were going to get more of that suspense type of FNAF that, oh my god, can I describe when the intro played? It's the same feeling you get when the battery just slowly goes down. It's the same feeling you get for the guard. Also, the whole Freddy torture thing, I don't think that was needed either. I think they overreacted a bit with the torture Freddy thing. I think they totally could have just gone with the stuffing into the suits, because that's still that's still like just as horrific. They didn't have to do the whole blade saw thing. So yeah, that's what I changed in the movie. Another thing I changed is Mike. Look, the dream theory thing was great. I liked how they were able to adapt the whole dream thing, and how these guys are ghosts. These guys are ghosts after all, and it makes sense to be able to go to dreams. But Mike didn't really like. I don't know. I thought like going into the movie when they were showing like the cameras. I thought they were really gonna put some. I thought they were really gonna interpret the gameplay into the movie, like, you know what I mean, like the whole opening the light, checking the camera, closing the door. I thought we get at least like a one night where he does that. There wasn't really. I mean, obviously we're looking for realism here. I think that's what they were looking. They're obviously looking like, oh, what? That's not realistic. No guards actually gonna go boop 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 or like that. But I thought there'd be like at least a night where he does that, and he actually like plays Five Nights at Freddy's in the movie. Not plays in like the game, but you know what I mean. Like, like he checks on the cameras, tries to. I mean, the door wasn't the thing, but checks on the cameras, tries to escape around the pizzeria. I mean, I guess there was a chase scene, but other than that, there wasn't really anything major, at least. The Easter eggs really great though. A lot of it's me's hidden around the wall, and a lot of references like "see you on the flip side." I thought that was really cool. One thing I'd add Scott Cawthon's original FNAF 1 voice line to the movie. I thought that was a missed opportunity. So yeah. Yeah, but other than that, I think for a first movie, this wasn't that bad. Obviously, it's not the best movie. It could have been better, is what I'm saying. But it wasn't bad. It could have been better, though. Then again, I just want to express my gratitude to Blumhouse and Scott Cawthon and everyone who worked on this movie. Because, you've heard, you probably, in every review, we probably all end with that. Because it's true. We appreciate that they made the effort to make this. And we appreciate Jason Blum for giving us a chance, because apparently he was made fun of, remember? Made fun of for even trying the FNAF movie. And now it's in the 15th most highest grossing movie of all time. And it's like, what, week 1? Like, wow, like, that's cool. And yeah, so that's basically it. I think for the sequel, okay, bonus. Here's what I think they should do for the sequel. For the sequel, they should go 2 routes. I mean, In my opinion, they should have went the prequel route to the sequel, where we actually explore William Afton. But I understand that I think they're already planning that. They already established that a sequel will be a sequel. So what they should do, if Garrett isn't the puppet, I don't know. Like I think it just makes sense that Garrett has to be the puppet. I think that's set in stone. That's pretty much it for that. Pretty sure. What they should do in the sequel, well, I can't really say anything because I'm not a film expert or a movie expert. But I think they should really put the horror into FNAF, especially because it's FNAF 2, and FNAF 2 was all about how helpless you felt. I think if we establish that we give the viewers the feeling of helplessness for the characters in the movie. I think that's what they should aim for. The same way, like I mean, I think if they were, because what I felt most in this movie was suspense, and that's what I feel most when I'm playing the first game, or what I felt most. But I think if they establish suspense in the first movie, like in the games, they should establish the really chaotic horror that FNAF 2 was. And I'm really excited. And I'm rooting for Blumhouse and Scott Cotton Studios or Productions, I forgot what it was called, to make this. I'm rooting for Jim Henson's company to somehow make Mangle, because I saw the Reddit post. I don't know how the hell they're actually gonna make Mangle. That's gonna be one tough thing to make. But yeah, other than that, as a FNAF fan, I definitely say, as a FNAF fan rating, 8 out of 10. Great adaptation of the game in my opinion. It was good for a first try. Great adaptation. As a moviegoer, probably a 6 out of 10, because they said it was a horror movie, but there were times where it didn't really feel like a horror movie. But that's about it. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Did you like the FNAF movie? Did you not? What would you want added to the sequel? What role would you want Markiplier to have? In my opinion, because I think is a chance for opportunity actually. I think Markiplier should have a bigger role in the sequel, but that's what I think. But I'm a Markiplier sim, so yeah. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you next video. See you in the flip side. Bye bye.